Good morning, YouTubers, blank slate crew. Got to take these off so I can see what I'm doing. It's a wonderful day today. Sun's shining like amazing. Had a nice little 30-minute sit out in the sun. Getting those sun's rays in the morning, by the way, is very important for you, especially getting it into your retinas of your eyes so that you can start the setting of all your circadian rhythm. And if you actually can manage to do that on a daily basis every day, you'll notice that you start waking up at exactly the same time, no alarm, you'll sleep deeper. And that's just a little tip for today. So get some sun exposure on your eyes as soon as you get up in the morning at the very first possible moment you can. And again, do your own experiments, because unless you try it out, you'll never know. And it's one thing that I've never done in the past, and I've been starting to do it, and it has an immediately awesome effect that you'll notice with your sleep. So today's topic is going to be on just a quick little one on a question from Mert. He said, how are you guys' patterns for fasting? 1 meal a day, 2 alternating days? And France Lee said, I'd also like to know the pattern, Mert. And the answer is, there's tons of different patterns. So I've got a good friend that I used to work with back in the day, and he wrote one of the very first books. It's called Eat, Stop, Eat. And one of the things that he is a proponent of is he goes for one 24-hour period a week, or just basically one fasting day. And there's all different variations of that too. So the way that I do it, I do 18, 19, 20, 22, 3, 18, 6. So 18 hours I don't eat anything. And then for 6 hours I have a feeding window where I will eat until I feel satisfied, and with my proper macros. You can see my other video on what are your macros and micros. So if you don't understand what I just said, go and watch that video and comment below, because I'm not getting many comments, which I don't mind, because I'm just going to keep posting these videos. And even if one person gets a benefit from it, that's awesome. And yeah, so as long as it fits my macronutrient profile, then I will continue to eat those meals until I feel satisfied. So I'll have my first one at, say, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Then I'll do a nice slow eating, and as soon as I feel satisfied, I'll stop. And as soon as I feel hungry again, I will start eating again. And I have a 6-hour window where I can do that. As I've been progressing in my fitness and lifestyle journey, which has been a long time, we're talking like it's 31 years now, because I started lifting weights and thinking about all this stuff when I was 10 years old. So you could always change. Now that's the other thing I want to talk about, because we're getting into like intermittent fasting and styles of eating, and is it paleo and keto, and that's some stuff that I always talk about too, is I don't eat keto. I don't eat paleo. I don't just do intermittent fasting. I do all of them, and it's my own thing that I've brewed up for myself, because I know exactly what works for myself, because I track, log, and keep a record, pictures, videos, everything, so I can see what's working and what's not working. I can go back and say this one particular thing worked. If you're not tracking, logging, and keeping a record of what you're doing, and slowly just changing 1 or 2 little things at a time versus a whole pile at once, you'll never know it worked, and you'll get frustrated, and that's another reason why you'll fall off of the new life path of good and healthy eating, whatever that means for you. So if something that you're doing isn't making you feel better, throw it out, start something new. So that's why I don't eat paleo. I don't eat keto, because it puts you into a box, and it means that it's sort of like you're joining a religion. And then with that, like many religions, your mind closes to everything else, and yours is the only way to do it, and you might miss something really amazing from another person that's talking about it, because you've hardened your mind and said, this is the way. Then it won't work, because you could be missing out on one tiny little thing that's good for you. So let's get back to the different ratios of eating. The reason why I eat the way I do is because way back, I think it was in around 2007 or 8, I started reading a book called The Warrior Diet. Now, one of my friends told me that guy stole the idea off another dude that we know in the fitness industry, and whether that's true or not, I don't really care, because this guy that wrote The Warrior Diet has a very amazing way of presenting it, and it's really, really awesome. Can't even pronounce his name, I forget what it is, but The Warrior Diet, and you'll see the guy. He's in his He's in his 60s and he just looks fantastic. He's able to train full steam all the time, really, really healthy. So that's a good book to read there. So there's 2 books for you. Eat, Stop, Eat. Mr. Brad Pilon, awesome guy, very science-based. He's great and he practices what he preaches. Very good friend. You can see him on Facebook with me too. He's one of my Facebook friends. The other one is The Warrior Diet, and it's a really good read. Just give it a read. It's all these things. You can even get that one. I think you could find it the odd time in a PDF format as well. So he has a website as well. Yeah, so that's it. So basically, there are some very popular formats. So there's like fasting for a whole day, and then you eat normally for the rest of the week. I haven't given that a try myself, so I don't know. But if Brad's a proponent of it, I do know that he practices what he preaches, and it's something that you can try out. So you can try one whole 24-hour period where all you're drinking is water, or you can choose to do a little lower level. You can say, I'm only going to have greens like smoothies. By smoothie, I mean it's smooth, but you're not putting juice and you're not putting fruit. We're talking about greens, so cruciferous vegetables, stuff that has no carbohydrate in it whatsoever and is not taxing your intestines and your gut, so that it's getting an actual break. Because that's one of the benefits of intermittent fasting, is it just gives your guts a break and allows it to clean itself out and get everything back to normal before you start putting stuff down that takes a lot of energy to process. So that's another reason. So you can look up all the different ratios. Some people do 15 hours and they increase the feeding time. But I find that the longer the window is, the better results that I personally get. So, and again, there are days where I just decide I'm not eating anything today. And it's awesome, because as long as you're not eating carbohydrate and you've got good insulin sensitivity, you will not feel miserable. You'll feel more energetic. You get more focused because you actually get a little bit more cortisol in your system, because your body's going into kind of like a fight or flight mode, where it's like in the past when we didn't have grocery stores and everything, yeah, we went for sometimes days without eating, and it put us into this super focused state where we're going and looking for our meals and hunting down our food, or that little patch of berries if you're vegetarian or whatever. We ate everything, a mixture of everything, and we did not eat in excess because we couldn't, because there was not a field with everything growing in it. So intermittent fasting is a natural way of eating. It's a way of mimicking how we would have eaten. And whatever style you choose, just stick with it for a specific amount of time. So if you're going to try out like I do 18 and 6, so 18 hours of fasting and 6 hours of feeding window, then give it a shot for at least a month before you say, this isn't for me. If you go with doing the whole day of a fast, try it for at least a month and see what your results are without changing anything else. That's the other thing. If you're not tracking and logging and everything, it's not going to work, because you won't know what you did and you won't know what you changed. So with that, I'm going to leave you with that there, and I'll also see if I can put up some links to Brad's book. And no, I don't have any affiliation. I was just like, hey, just thinking about that, and he's a great resource. And also to the Warrior Diet. I'll see if I can link back to his site as well. Comment and like below. If I don't get comments, I can't answer any further questions. It just makes it harder, and I kind of get off the roll on whatever thing I'm doing there. So again, it's been a pleasure. To my blank slaters, I'm loving the new theme of we're starting to put meal pictures up and everything, and then I'll be able to put it in different folders and say, this one's awesome, this one's a freaking masterpiece, that's a nice quick and dirty one for you people that don't like cooking like me. Or you could be like my sister Bethany Ann that's posting on there, and she just makes beautiful meals. The presentation is amazing, and it's just like you just feel good while you're eating it because it just looks so good. So with that, I'm signing off, and have an awesome, wonderful day. Take care.